Hey y'all, I am going to be working on my third sketch for the She's Crafty 6x6 paper pad class, and this week's sketch is from Page Maps, and it utilizes a bunch of small 1.5 by 1.5 blocks, and it gives you a little clue right here because where these are marked photo, it gives you the dimensions. So it's looks like some pattern paper, maybe some solids and some photos, smaller photos mixed in there with a 6x4. You've got a couple of scallop strips, some mixed media going on, and a tag with your title. So this is my sketch, and I have put together the rest of what I wanted to use. And looking through my phone at my gallery, I ran across this picture of my mother from November where she celebrated one of her big birthdays, but we couldn't really have a big celebration because of the virus. So it just consisted of some gifts and some flowers and a visit to deliver her birthday gifts. So I have this photograph of her, and then of course it had the mixed media in it, so I pulled out my watercolor set. I think I got this at Michael's, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have a name brand on it. It's whatever brand they have. A lot of people have this watercolor set to do my mixed media. And then I pulled my papers I wanted to use, which match perfectly, which is this pink paisley Again and Again line from 2019. I haven't used it yet, so it's given me an opportunity to break into this paper pad, and the colors match very well with my photos. You've got the pinks and the mauves, there's the brown, there's brown in here, there's some blue that matches her mask, you've got the green and the greenery of the flowers. So I think this paper pad's going to work really well with that. And I got this with, I think I got this from Peachy Cheap. It was a set, and then what came with it was this embellishments, which consist of paper clips and some sequins and some wood veneer, some dark brown wood veneer. And I think these sequins will work well to kind of mix in with those mixed media splatters. I think that'll be pretty on there. And then it did come with a die cut pack, which I'll show you in just a minute. But back in 2020, Tuesday Morning had some of their products in store. So I have the enamel dots, or the enamel, not dots, but the enamel set. You got these little like plus sign circles and arrows, and these little triangular arrows, and then this wood grain alphabet, which has kind of got a peach foam on them. And I like this size of letters, but I don't know that I'm going to use this for my full title because they are small. And then my die cuts I have in my pink paisley binder. So I'm more of a scrapbooker by collection, and so that's why I have this pink paisley. I just took their little emblem there and added it on my binder. And then let me go to the die cuts. Here they start that go with this collection. You have some florals and foxes and owls and tags. And then here's some more of it. And then that's the last of it. So I think I should have plenty of options to choose from. I may pull some colored cardstock depending on what it looks like. If it gets too busy looking, and because it does use a lot of pattern paper, I am using this off-white. It's a white, but it's more of a creamy white as my background, so my mixed media will show up, because as you can see, the colors in here, they're not bright white, they're more of a creamy color. So I found a white that would best match that, because a bright white would have been too bright. So that is my plan, and when I come back, you'll see my finished layout. Okay, so I am back with my completed layout, and what I ended up doing was using those watercolors, and I made some splatters diagonally and a few here, and I busted out my precious Heidi Swapp Color Shine in gold, and added some gold splatters in there, because when I added these sequins, they had some little gold designs in there, so I wanted to add some gold into the splatters. And you can see I pretty much followed the sketch. I cut out my blocks, and then I had some extra photos, so I cut out some of the flowers and I put them up on foam dots to add for some additional photos, and then used my pattern papers out of that 6x8 pad. And then I also pulled, I've had this stack here forever, and it came from QVC back in the Lisa Burnson days. They are very thin papers, and I just pulled some of those and used some. They're they're like solid color, but they have some variation in them, so I pulled some of those and added them in there for a little bit of variety. I cut my cardstock down and backed it on another older paper that I had that's pretty thin, but it's good for the backing. And then I went to my die cuts that went with this collection and popped a couple of those up and used this today. And for the long piece here, I didn't have like a long tag or a long journaling spot, so I just combined a cut apart and cut it down to the same width as the tag, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling. And then just to add a little bit more, so it's not all squares, besides these circles, they had this My Happy Life die cut, so I added it up there also. And then I did end up using those little letters. There's the 80, and then for birthday, and I think I'm going to go back and add an exclamation point, because there is some in that sticker pack, so I'm going to add an exclamation point. And then I just used a little scallop punch that was gifted to me by my friend Scylla, because she had extra. So I used that little scallop punch and cut some of the paper here and there to add the scallop, just like in the sketch. And that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.